Good afternoon and welcome to the Prior Lake Savage School Board Meet the Candidates. I'm Jennifer Harmoning with the Savage Chamber of Commerce, and we're pleased to be hosting this program today. I'm going to turn it over to our volunteer moderator, Carter Sharp.
Hi, my name is Carter Sharp. I'm the Savage Chamber Advisory Board Vice Chair. Excited to present to you some candidates that are running for the Prior Lake Savage School Board. We're going to have an opening introduction of each individual, and then we will have 3 questions that we will rotate, and everybody will have a chance to address, and then a final 1-minute wrap up. So I will get started right away. So we're going to start with Anna Brynsteson. Hopefully I said that right. I apologize, Anna. We'll get that started right now. The first question is, please tell us a little about yourself and what motivated you to run for office.
Yes, it's Brynsteson. So I'm Anna Brynsteson. I'm a wife, mom, early childhood child care provider, business owner, volunteer, and 16 years Savage resident. My husband, Ryan, and I have been married for 17 years. And together we have 3 uniquely amazing children who have all attended PLSAS schools since they were in preschool. Oldest is now in 8th grade, middle is in 5th grade, and our youngest is in 2nd. I have spent my entire career in the world of education and childcare. For the first half of my almost a little over 20 years was spent as a paraprofessional in a neighboring district. And the last half of that has been in licensed family childcare. So I own my own childcare business, where I have the pleasure of building all kinds of familial relationships with residents across our district. Why I am running, as cliche as it may sound, it's for children. It's for my children. It's for the community's children. And I am deeply invested in our community's children's education. I'm deeply invested in the success and the well-being of all children, our teachers, our schools, our district, and our community as a whole. I believe that every child deserves a high-quality, individualized education and to thrive both academically and personally. I've seen firsthand the importance of strong, respectful, collaborative, responsive leadership, and my life experiences have driven my passion for education and advocacy. I believe our board needs people like me who are committed to be active listeners and help bridge the gap between families, educators, in our district.
Thanks so much, Anna. I appreciate it. Our next up will be Charles, and please tell us a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to run for office.
Well, hi, my name's Charles, and first off, thank you for hosting the event. I'm glad that we were able to have the opportunity to do this. I have a wife. We've been married for a little bit now, not as long as Anna. We have 2 13-year-olds. We are a blended family. We've been together since our kids were 2, and they're only 29 days apart. And a unique fun thing is that our kids are 29 days apart, and my wife and I share the same birth date. So it's an exciting time when things like that come around. We've only been in, the Prior Lake Savage District for about 6 years now, but I've had the pleasure of dedicating my entire adult life to service for our country, and we are proud to say that Prior Lake is now our forever home. The community means so much to us, and being able to share that with our children and for them to be able to grow up and make lifelong friends is something that, that some kids, like military kids, don't always get the opportunity to do. I have a passion for education that, drives my motivation, and which is why I wanted to run for office. I'm a devoted advocate for students, and I want to prioritize, very simple things. Academic success is one of those, strengthening the connection between parents and teachers, and ultimately keeping our kids, our admin, and everyone that works inside of a school district and a school building and our bus drivers, everything like that. Every one of them needs safety. I think with my military background, it's equipped me to bring valuable leadership skills and a strong sense of accountability. I've learned the importance of effective communication and teamwork, and aim to bring those qualities to the school board. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Charles. Really appreciate it. Great job. Our next person is, let's see, it's Gail Lewis Miller. And same question to you, Gail. What motivated you to run for office, and a little bit about yourself? Thank you.
Sure. So Gail Lewis Miller, again, thank you for holding this session for all of us. You know, I've lived in Savage for 30 years now. I have 3 grown adult kids and 7 grandkids that actually go to school in a neighboring district. I've worked in 4 districts now. I have 25 plus years in education. I've gone from teaching Title I to teaching 3rd grade to assistant principal to principal to a mentorship where I headed up a mentorship program in St. Paul schools. I do have a small business in consulting in education around the area of equity, inclusion, and diversity. So I do give talks every now and then to different districts. So because I've lived out here for 30 years, and I'm retired, even though I'm still busy with everything, and I serve on state boards for the Minnesota Elementary Principals Association, I feel it's time for me to give back to this community that I live in. And that's one of the reasons that motivated me to run for office, because I feel like I have so much to give back in education that it's time for me to step up and see what I can do to help out here in Prior Lake Savage School District. I'm also involved with the City of Savage, and I serve on the Community Equity Commission. So I've been very involved with that. So, you know, a lot of this is kind of tied into the district, and I just felt like it was time for me to help. You know, no matter what district I go in or I've worked in, it's always about students and what I can do to help them be the best they can be, reach their full potential. And I'm hoping to do that here in Prior Lake Savage.
Thank you so much, Gail. Is Jessica available? Let's see if she is available here. Why don't we go to Adam, and then we'll come back to Jessica. So Adam, if you would like to do your opening, that would be great.
Sounds good. So my wife Beth and I have been together for 20 years now. My family and I have been involved in the community and schools since we moved to Prior Lake from Burnsville back in 2016. So we've been here for 8 years. At the time, the main draw for us, as with many families relocating, was the school district. So I want to see a strong school district to continue that influx of people that want to live in the community, maintain property values. I am a current Rotarian with the Prior Lake Rotary Club. Prior to that, I served as a board member on the Burnsville Breakfast Club for many years. I have quite a bit of board leadership experience, and the Rotary value is really aligned to my core beliefs, which is service above self. Seeing all the good Rotarians do in the communities around the world and here in Prior Lake really continues to inspire me to do more. I've embraced and held several leadership roles, including the Lakefront Music Fest, if anybody watching has attended that, involved on the board level of that event, and co-chair of the VIP committee. If you've attended the VIP lounge, part of that vision was my creation, along with a team that helped execute on that. And I'm also involved in the vocational committee. One of the projects on that committee was working with business school faculty at the University of St. Thomas, where I completed my master's program, to create an ethics workshop for juniors and seniors in high school. And the club and I have had a great partnership with MinCaps and the students at Bridges ALC, and have been doing that now for, gosh, it's probably been 6 or 7 years. We do that workshop for about 75 to 100 students annually, which makes a nice impact. I enjoy the time with the students, and we really do have a bright, wonderful student base here. I've also served on the Laker Educational Foundation for several years. My term was 4 years on that board as well, where I completed completed my time as president of the board. Running now because a lot of people have asked. They see me as a person that has a level head on my shoulders, can make a rational decision. So I just felt the urge to step up. My financial background during this critical time of the levy will be helpful, and I'll talk more about that as we go on in the questions.
Thank you, Adam. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So our last person is Jessica Mason. Jessica, if you tell us a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to run as well.
Yes, thank you for having me and hosting this forum. My name is Jessica Mason. My husband and I have been residents of Savage and Prior Lake for over 16 years. We have 2 children in the district. Our daughter's in middle school and our son is in elementary school. I hold an MBA and I've worked in finance and the fintech industry for over 20 years. I manage financial software implementations for large organizations, large global teams, and multi-million-dollar budgets. I feel really strongly about giving back to this community, and that's why I'm compelled to serve. I'm involved in various community and school organizations, Special Ed Advisory Council, PTCs. I've managed youth sports teams. I'm on the board of PLAY Miracle League, and I founded and run Power of 100 Prior Lake. Through that, we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for local charities, many of those that directly serve the needs of our students in our district. I had an amazing public education growing up at a neighboring district. And so I really just wanted to give that to my children. And I'm motivated to run for school board because I believe we need to restore academic excellence in our district. We heard this loud and clear from our community during our strategic planning process. And as a parent, I see firsthand some of the decline in academic rigor and lowered expectations of our students. As a mother of a child with complex medical conditions and disabilities, I think I bring a unique perspective to the board also to ensure inclusivity for our special education students. And as a finance professional, also, I feel like I can ensure fiscal responsibility and accountability to our taxpayers and our community.
Thanks so much, Jessica.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to our first question, and we will kick off with Charles is going to take it, and then we will be, let's see, and then Adam will be right on deck. So we're going to do on this one, we're going to do, let's see, I just want to get the timer ready. We're going to do 1.5 minutes, and I will get that started for you. And Charles, again, let's, I'm going to get you so what do you believe the school's role is in preparing our future workforce?
Well, I get the pleasure to work with high schoolers basically every single day. And so I think I have a unique perspective into this. First and foremost, our schools are responsible for providing our students with strong foundation of essential skills like critical thinking, problem solving, and effective communication. All these skills are invaluable to any career that they're going to have in the outside world once they're done with high school. The academic knowledge that the schools play a vital role in fostering a culture of collaboration and teamwork. Many jobs are going to require that nowadays. They're going to want them to be able to work in teams, share ideas, and build on each other's strengths. Incorporating group projects, collaborative learning experiences into the curriculum in schools prepare students to thrive in environments where cooperation and, again, those interpersonal skills are key. Moreover, schools must also emphasize the importance of adaptability and lifelong learning in the job market because it is constantly evolving with new technologies and industries emerging all the time. And by instilling a mindset of curiosity and resilience in our students, schools can help them embrace the challenges that they may face in the future.
Thank you so much, Charles. Anna, I'm going to have you go next. The same question. What do you believe the school's role is in preparing for our future workforce?
Yeah, I think that PLSAS should be the cornerstone of our community, providing a high quality, academically rigorous education to all students while also fostering safe and welcoming environments. I think we should be preparing students to be responsible, accountable, educated, and engaged citizens. Districts should offer wide variety of educational opportunities and programs so that we can ensure we're meeting the needs of all students, not only academically, but personally. I think they should also be promoting multiple different avenues of post-graduation life, not just moving on to college, but what opportunities there are in the workforce, if they want to go directly into that, or military or whatever that might be that they find after graduation. They should be working collaboratively with families and local organizations in our community to be sure we're supporting the academic needs and growth of our students and our teachers. So simply put, I think the district should be strong partners with families in the broader community in the growth and education of all of our students to ensure that they're ready for whatever avenue they choose after graduation.
Thank you so much, Anna. Next we'll move it over to Gail. Gail, if you could also let us know what you believe the school's role is in preparing for our future workforce.
Well, the school's role, I believe, starts actually from preschool. Preparing students, they start in the preschool, working with social skills, starting with their academic skills, going up into elementary, again, social skills. Academics is really strong in elementary. Make sure they get the reading skills, the math skills, social skills, working with other students, the collaboration among each other. This again starts their learning for life. They get into the middle school, you know, it's a different level. And again, they're still strong, working strongly on the reading, math, just working collaboratively. I've been in the middle school and I've been in the elementary and middle school, and academics is an area that we really need to work on in the middle school levels. For some reason, and I've watched this in every middle school I've been in, academics tend to drop a bit as far as scores, what's going on with students. But, you know, that's that peer time where they're tuned in more to peers than they are to their schoolwork. So we've got to grow that and help, you know, the middle school kids become stronger in that area. Then you get to high school. Our whole goal there is to make sure we're providing the strongest academics possible, meet each student where they are, and then help them grow with that. So we want to produce the strongest students in Prior Lake to the workforce, to college, whichever direction they go.
Thank you so much, Gail. We appreciate it. Next up will be Adam. Adam, if you could also say what you believe the school's role is in preparing for our workforce.
Sure, and I appreciate how you wrote that question for the future workforce, because I think that's the biggest dilemma, right? Is what does that future workforce look like? These kids are going to enter into, especially the kindergartners now, 18 years from now when they graduate, they're going to be in a totally different workforce and workplace environment than what we have now, with the evolution of artificial intelligence, ongoing software and technology evolutions. These fields are going to impact everything and every course of the business. For anybody viewing this that didn't get a chance to watch Dr. Thomas's State of the District, I would encourage that. There's a lot of good information in there before heading to the polls. In that presentation, he did share that about 15% of the Prior Lake high school population decides not to pursue an advanced degree. So to that point, you know, what does life preparedness look like for those folks? Is it, you know, are they going off to entrepreneurship? Are they going directly into the workforce? My mind immediately goes back to the programs like MinCaps and some of those pathway programs, really preparing them to be great students and succeed at life, however they define success. I think that's a very, very important role of schools. And you know, everybody else mentioned the fundamentals and the core academics. That's key to that evolution, and to work together and understand the environment around them that they're going to be working in. So in short, it's critical. And there's some good information out there in terms of some of the good things the district's doing. I would encourage people to check that out.
Thank you so much, Adam. And finally, Jessica, if you could also comment on what you believe the school's role is in preparing our future workforce.
Yes, thank you. Public education in our district play a key role in preparing our future workforce and our children. Our school district is responsible for providing free public education to our community, and we need to make sure our academic achievements are met. Those standards are set by the state, and our district should be expected to have students achieve to the best of their ability. No matter the course of life and profession, chosen by each individual student, it's really important that our students graduate proficient in these core subjects and are, capable of entering the workforce. And whether you're a contractor having to measure or, divide and multiply, or work in retail and need to count change, or you become a scientist, these core topics are essential. I also believe our district should be instilling responsibility and accountability, of course, working on communication and social skills, and ensuring our students have a strong work ethic through that instruction. As someone who is a hiring manager, I recruit and interview and hire all the time. I truly believe you don't have to be the smartest student in the classroom to be a successful contributing member of society, but you need to have a strong work ethic, and you can accomplish anything.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Okay, we're going on to our second question, and I'm going to go right back to you, Jessica. So get ready. You can unmute already. So I'm going to come back to you. What we're going to do is, for the second question, what is your top priority as a school board member?
Yeah, so I've been really clear. I think we need to focus on academic excellence. It is the main concern raised in our strategic plan by our community, and just preparing our students for life after graduation. I would like to see us be a leader in the state to reverse this downward trend. I know it's across the districts in the state, but let's be a leader to change that, and set some measurable goals and return to the high levels of proficiency rates that we did have several years ago. I think it's going to take a lot of hard work. I think it's going to take the work of all of our stakeholders, the district, our teachers, our parents are key to this, students, and our community to support that, to tackle this challenge and remove barriers for the students and teachers to achieve that. As I said, I would like to see some higher standards set for our students. I think sometimes we're lowering the bar for them. And I think it's just small changes, like giving them a little bit of homework and making sure that they're responsible in returning it, and removing some of the retake policies. And I'm a huge proponent of less screen time. I do support the removal of K-5 one-to-one iPads and potentially even through K-8. Research shows just a ton of negative impacts in interactive screen time and decreased learning and retention and understanding of information from reading and learning on screens.
Thank you, Jessica. We're going to move to, we're going to move to Charles on this one. Same question. What is your top priority as a school board member, sir?
Thank you. My top priority is to, in reality, just ensure that every student in our district receives a high quality education, and it's done so in a safe, supporting learning environment. This commitment, it stems from my belief that, every student has the right and deserves the right to succeed regardless of their background or their circumstances. That means advocating for programs and resources that enhance learning experiences for every single student out there, whether that be excelling, whether that be advanced math courses, or if they need additional support. And fostering a culture of academic excellence, we can help our students develop the skills and the knowledge that they need to excel in our future endeavors, or any future endeavor that they want to see. Excuse me. And I think that we have to, bring in our parents and our community into this in order to boost them up. And we can do that, just by enhancing our communication. Let's give our teachers a little bit more money to make some phone calls after school's over, so that they can, call the parents that might have a child that needs a little bit more help, or call the kids that are doing really well in school, just to give them that little bit boost.
Thank you so much, Charles. Next up will be Anna. Same question. What is your top priority as a school board member?
Yeah, I think like Jessica had said, our community made it very loud and clear that academic excellence is a top priority, and I think that we need to focus on that as well. With student-focused decisions and policies, I feel like we can make that happen when we're centering our decisions around our students' growth and best interests. I think that will be a good way to achieve that academic excellence. Along with that, I think we need to be building stronger partnerships between the district and the teachers and the community, making sure that our teachers feel supported and getting the things that they need, like behavioral supports in classrooms, it will also help. I feel like if we have a robust system of support, it ensures that regardless of where your child falls in the academic umbrella, they are going to be receiving the proper interventions and enrichment opportunities that they personally need to succeed. So yeah, academic excellence and just really partnerships and meeting teachers' needs as well.
Thank you, Anna. So, let's go next to Adam. If Adam, if you would be able to answer for us, what is your top priority as a school board member?
Sure. Obviously, academic excellence is a priority within the strategic plan for the community, is for myself as well. The schools are taking a lot of good measures, and the existing school board has, made some curriculum changes. I think those need time to play out. I do think that in terms of my candidacy and why I'm running now, I'm just really concerned that we're at the crossroads that we're at as a district financially. Regardless of the impact of the levy, I want to leverage my background and experience in finance to really make sure that that impact and those dollars, if it's passed, work their way to the classroom. The district does a good job of keeping roughly 80% of the costs or of the tax revenue spent in the classroom, which I think is fantastic. I want to see that continue. If the levy doesn't pass and decisions need to be made, there's a ripple effect on all those decisions. So having a good financial background, understanding those implications and how public finance works, I think that'll be key. And that's a top priority for me as a school board member.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Adam. Gail, you'll be the last one on this one. So what is your top priority as a school board member?
Top priority is to make sure the board's working collaboratively, to get to know the board members, to work together. It's okay to disagree, and the board needs to understand it's okay to disagree with each other, but to work together. Also to make sure that the teachers and staff know that the board is there to support them and find ways that we can connect, in a positive way with each other. Also, I'm real big with the legislative work, so to continue to make sure we stay connected with the legislature, because we need to get the funding in our district. That's a big priority, and so my role will be to just continue to watch that and see what we can do to get more funding. Also, I'd like to make sure that we are providing an equitable education for all students. And that happens through looking at policies that we have in place, looking at what's going on in the schools, what's going on with the teaching staff and training in equity and inclusion. So those are pretty much my top priorities.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Gail. All right, we're going to go to our third and final question, and then we will have a wrap up. So for the third question, we're going to start this time with Adam. It is, what changes would you like to see made in our district and or within our schools?
Sure. To quote Bob Dylan from his 1964 song, "The times they're changing," that sentiment still holds true 60 years later. Public schools' responsibility to students is always evolving, continues to do that. We already touched on some of the issues with the future of the workplace that they're going to be facing and how to compete for those college positions and compete on at a national level for placement there. If I'm elected, a work to ensure processes are in place to make students feel the school is safe, And really that the proper guidance is given to the staff that doesn't cross inappropriate lines. Part of that touches to creating a positive culture from the top down at the board that Gail mentioned. There are some talking and interviewing some folks within the district. You know, there is clearly a little bit of a culture clash. You know, the teachers just went through a really tough salary negotiations and contract negotiations. We see a little bit of discord at the board level. I think it is important that the board sets an example culturally from the top down. And I think that's a big change that has to happen. The community is behind the strategic plan. I think the more we can tie the work and missions of the board to supporting that and executing on that, we have the plan. Now the board just has to work it. So not so much a change, but just a shift in direction and a shift in focus, I think, is important.
Thank you very much, Adam. Gail, if you would be next, what changes would you like to see made in our district and or within our schools?
Well, technology is going to be big, and it's always changing. So we have to keep up with technology, especially with AI coming into the schools now. I know that's a hard one with teachers right now because they have to decipher what is really truly the students' work versus AI work. So that's a big one to keep up on that. Safety is another one. I've always been concerned with safety. Going back to years ago when we put in all the special doors where you have to check in through a speaker, I think that is vital to have that and make sure that doors are locked. Because safety only works when doors are locked. You know, if you leave them open, well, forget the safety part. But that's a big concern. How do we keep our students safe, especially nowadays with everything going on? Also, just to make sure that the teachers have what they need, the curriculum stays up to date. That's a big one because the history of curriculum in the schools has always been behind. So we need to make sure we have current curriculum, stay on top of things, bring in speakers when needed. You know, I'd like to see a lot of this happen. And school counselors. We've got to get school counselors in the elementary levels. Every place I've been, the last district I was in, we had school counselors in elementary, and it really makes a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gail. Next up will be Anna on this question. What changes we'd like to see made in our district and or within our schools?
Yeah. First, I would like to say that I think we have a wonderful district, and we have consider ourselves very fortunate to have experienced some amazing teachers and building staff that care so deeply about our children and just pour themselves into them on a daily basis. But with that, obviously, there's always improvements and things that can be done better. I feel like our district falls short in fully meeting the needs of all of its learners. For example, our advanced and gifted and talented students, if they don't qualify for SAGE, which most advanced students don't, they're kind of left to coast by until they get to middle school when they have advanced course options. Unfortunately, we've had the removal of our advanced math courses at the middle school. So we've also lost now that they're kind of having to wait to high school to be able to enter into those higher mathematic courses, especially when we're a STEM school, E-STEM school, and the M is for mathematics. I feel like we kind of miss the mark there. Also, I would like to see better improvements in classroom supports, especially for the teachers around behavioral needs that have been increasing across the country, really. And then just so additional supports in special education with increased paraprofessionals in every building. I would really, coming from a paraprofessional, like it would be nice to see a significant amount more of that kind of help in our classrooms, especially at the elementary level.
Thank you so much, Anna. Next up will be Jessica on this question. So Jessica, what changes would you like to see made in our district and or within our schools?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I would echo Anna. I think we do a lot of great things, and our teachers are amazing. We have some unique programming that I love, Spanish immersion and MinCAPS programs. So love those opportunities for our children. As a community member, I would really like to see better board collaboration and probably some edited policies to allow for more feedback from the community and just different timelines around when we can get that back and questions answered in those meetings and just run more effectively. As a parent, I think, a few things that I would name, I'm not a fan of the early release days that occur midweek. I don't think most teachers and parents are. It's really disruptive to scheduling. And as a special ed parent, I think it's really unfortunate for our special ed kiddos who don't get instruction on those days, for those that are coming in from private schools and reduced instruction time per their IEP for those that are in our district. And it puts a lot of students in a really less than ideal situations where they're, home alone, unsupervised, on screens, etc. And I appreciate that teachers need the extra time for training, but I'd love to see that condensed to like one full day or 2 half days or something. The cell phone policy I would love to see that in high school. Special ed, definitely always improvement, but they do a great job. And I agree with the advanced programming in our elementary and middle schools. I would like to see our advanced math coming back.
Thank you so much, Jessica. And Charles, you will be the last one on this question. What changes would you like to see made in our district and within our schools?
I'd like to say I think we have the best teachers in the state. When we got told we were going to move here, I had no idea where to go. So I asked our education coordinator, give me the best school district within 50 miles. You know what they said? Prior Lake. And that's where it was. And that's where we've been. And this is where we will stay. And I want to support our teachers. And with that means, when we make curriculum choices, we shouldn't only have one curriculum that we're piloting. We should have multiple. And if it takes multiple years to pilot the best program until we find the best program, we're going to do that. And that's okay. And if we have to spend more money on a phenomenal program, we're going to spend more money on a phenomenal program because our children deserve it. And that's just the way it is. I would like to, increase our communication as a board director to the teachers and go into the schools and talk to them more and hold open forums with them and see where they're at. The same thing with the janitors and the cafeteria workers and everyone that's in there and the admin, and hold it separately and just be able to let them have, we're not, just because you sit on the board doesn't mean you're off limits to anyone. They should be able to come up to you at any point, at any time, and let you know what's going on in their life or anything like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Charles. So now we're going to move to the final question, which is a wrap up. Basically, it is a 1-minute question. All we're asking in this one is, why are you the best candidate to represent this area? We'll start with Gail.
I'm smiling because I'm going first. I was just watching some track players run past out the window here at the park. We have a lot of good candidates. I have to say that. And I'm looking at myself as, with my years of experience in education, I was in the business world before I went into education. I used to work with, this might outdate me, Unisys, IBM. Okay, I worked with those companies, but I always knew I wanted to go into education. And so I've done a lot with education. I actually had a daycare center down in Colorado, and I was in the daycare world for about 7 years while I was still working on my degree in education. And then once I got my undergraduate for teaching, then I went on for my master's and then my principal licensure. So with that, I feel like I can put all that to use on a school board.
Thank you so much, Gail. Anna, same question. Why are you the best candidate to represent our area?
Yeah, I come with over 2 decades of experience and knowledge in education and childcare. I have experience advocating at the state level for policies that directly impact early childhood education and family childcare. I'm avid volunteer in our community through our PTCs, and I was on the district's strategic planning committee. I stay actively engaged in all of the key district decisions and attend or view all of our school board meetings and study sessions. I bring a strong foundation of community involvement, business experience, and educational insight to advocate for what's best for all students, teachers, and our stakeholders. And my ability to collaborate, communicate, and actively listen to different viewpoints will be key in making informed decisions that reflect the needs of our community. I will have children in elementary, middle school, and high school next year, which I think gives me a very unique vantage point to our district as a whole that no one else can bring. And my background experience will ensure welcoming, supportive, rigorous, and forward-thinking environment.
Thank you so much, Adam. So the next one will go to Adam. Adam, same question. Why are you the best candidate to represent our area? You're on mute.
Of course, one of us had to do it, right?
That's fine.
I would like to just highlight my finance background. I think that's one aspect that I can bring that's unique to the board. Over 18 years of experience over my career so far, direct exposure to banking, lending, business credit, corporate structuring, insurance, investments, estate planning matters, just all over the place, which will be helpful right now given where our district's at, regardless of how the levy plays out. I have a lot of board experience. Serving on multiple boards clearly shows that I have the ability to lead and collaborate with a broad array of individuals, create positive cultures to move momentum in a positive direction and get things done. And lastly, similar to Anna, I've got 2 daughters attending school. We're a Laker family through and through. I have one at Five Fox Elementary, one in middle school. My wife and I are both products of the public school system. I believe in the mission of public schools, and I know that strong schools equal strong communities. And I want to bring that to the board and carry that through for Prior Lake.
Thank you so much, Adam. So we will go to Jessica. Why are you the best candidate in our area to represent our area?
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, I'm a mother of 2 children in our district, and I see firsthand the impacts of any board decision that we're going to make and the policies that we put in place. I also have nieces, nephews, and friends and neighbors, everyone in the district. And my only intent is just to ensure that all of these students have the best possible education, and we have this be an amazing place to live and go to school. I think I'm going to be an asset to this board, being collaborative and listening and being able to respect diverse opinions. Also, my financial background and education make me fiscally responsible decisions. And I think the work that I've done in this community shows I know how to get things done and make a positive impact. Yeah, so I look forward to listening to our community's concerns and making sure that we can educate all learners to reach their full potential. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jessica. And Charles, you are the last one. Why are you the best candidate to represent our area?
Well, I think I'm just a normal person. I go out and, I take my kids to practice and I go to baseball games and I am a member of the PTC and I saw a problem and I wanted to fix it. I'm not a complainer. I'm a doer. If you haven't met me yet, if I haven't knocked on your door yet, I'm probably at some point going to try. And I hope to meet every member of our community over the next 30 something days, whatever we have left. And in the end, my entire adult life's been dedicated to service. No matter what the outcome is in this election, I'm here to serve. And that's what it's all about. It's about service. It's not about me. It's about our kids. I think I can bring something a little bit different. I think I bring a unique background, and I just want to do what's best for our kids.
Thank you very much, Charles. Well, I just wanted to thank everybody. This has been a really cool opportunity. I think I mentioned this before we started taping that, this is really a great opportunity for Savage and Prior Lake residents to be able to see put a name to a face. You know, we see a lot of signs around everywhere. A lot of times people go to the polls and maybe they're not as informed as they could be. So this is a really nice avenue. Really appreciate you taking the time. Take a lot of pride being involved in the Savage Chamber, and looking forward to seeing how everything goes. And thank you so much again.
Thank you both, and thanks
Thank
to your
you.
entire team.
Yeah, thank you.
Takes a lot to coordinate this.
Thank you to all the candidates. Thank you to Carter for his time in moderating these panels. And on behalf of the Savage Chamber, thank you for watching our Meet the Candidate events. You can find all the Meet the Candidate events for the Savage community on the Savage Chamber YouTube page and website, as well as information on where to vote, how to find out what's on your ballot. Voting is open now through November 5th, so please get informed and get out and vote, and have a great day. Thank you.